right. Yep, let me know. We can make this happen.
Ready.
All right. Great day, AMP family. I pray that this finds you well. It's a beautiful day. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Welcome to another edition of the Amped Up Podcast. If you didn't know, now you know. We here having a good old time. I'm your boy Amped, followed with KingJohnnyV, le.morning, and Eryck McCowney. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Hope you're excited about this day. We are going to actually do a question round robin today. We're throwing out some random questions and just having some good ideas. We also got people on the line in our streaming chat just kind of hanging out with us. And so if you all have any questions that y'all want to ask, you want to prompt the guys with, drop them in the comments. Let's make that happen. Let's keep that going. And hey, if you're watching this, is because you haven't been enjoying the content that we're putting out. So make sure that you follow us on all of our platforms. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We keeping it all lit because this is the greatest family in the world. Yes. All right, so let's make the best out of this episode. Shoot us with the first question.
Okay. Question is, who is your oldest friend and where did you meet them?
Oldest friend.
Oldest friend.
Okay. Man.
My oldest friend is probably Aaron Braxton.
Okay.
I met him because he and I lived across the street from each other.
True.
I met him when I was probably like 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, and we've known each other at least for 20 years because I am about to be 23, so I will make 20 this year. So that is my oldest friend.
Okay.
We're saying oldest friend like first friend, or something like oldest, like longest amount of time?
Longest amount of time.
I'd say my oldest friend is John. I've known him for what?
Dang.
10 years, maybe?
10 years? Maybe longer, right? Because let's see. I've been back.
11. I came in when I was 10, so 12 years.
Okay. Wow.
I've known John 12 years and met him from church.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's a decade.
Wow. Wow. Okay. What's going on, Gus? How you doing? Thank you, Matthew. Nah, I gotta keep thinking. I'm old. So.
Well, what's funny is I know a couple from elementary school.
A couple?
It was us three friends.
Oh, okay.
In kindergarten, first, second, third, or first and second.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alex Gill and Giselle Diaz. But we went to high school together also so elementary and then high school, and they started dating. In the high school they still dating. That's
wow.
pretty cool.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. They've known each other since kindergarten and they dating now.
Dated in high school, college, and they still dating.
And they still dating. Man. So it's interesting. Like when I try to think of my longest friends, sadly, it falls in like different categories. So one of my longest friendships right now has been since 2001, and he was actually the best man at my wedding. He and I still talk like at least once a month, if not once every other month. Still like my ace. If I need anything, hey, where you need me to be, right? Jason Yates out in New York. But when I think of other times in life, like I had friends that I was good friends up to college, and then we just kind of fell off after that. Like one of my friends that we're still kind of tight. We talk about family and things like that. I've known her since middle school. Her name is Rebecca, and her family and her are out in Florida now. So it's like we've moved around. We still check in with each other just to see how life is with, but the closeness. We're still friends, of course, right? So she would probably be my longest friend. While we aren't, necessarily in each other's lives all the time, we're still friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's probably
Okay. If you had intro music, what song would it be and why? This is easy for me because if you watch me on YouTube, you know what my intro music is. And it's crazy because I have not gotten a copyright. That is the only song on my channel that I have not gotten a copyright on. And that song blew the world up. And it don't make no sense. I'll put the song that nobody knows about, copyright. What? But the song that has over hundreds of millions, I think it might even have a billion now. I don't know. But that song, who is probably the most known song by this group, is not copyrighted. But yeah, I like the song because of the beat and only because it's catchy. But it's my intro.
Matthew, is that your intro song? Why me? I haven't heard of why me. Who's it by? But yeah, go ahead. We'll wait from there.
My intro song will be Motivation by Kelly Rowland.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'd say Life is Good.
Life is good. Okay.
Got my red bottoms on. Life is good.
You know, that has always been an interesting one for me because at one point it was like Pimping All Over the World.
Good song.
It's a good song, but and the sad part is it wasn't like I was pimping all over the world. Like it was just the beat, the feel that people were like excited, like, oh hey, he's doing this, he's traveling the world. For me, I would have to say it would probably be it's gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. No, Ty Tribbett. It's gonna be all right. Because what I see out in the world, like I'm up for changing it. Like that's kind of my gonna be all right now. Hey, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how it may look, it's gonna be all right. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and I like the feel of it. That bad boy just.
Have you listened to Kendrick Lamar's?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna check that one out. Okay.
So that one.
Okay. All right. I might have to change up. I speak French. Oh, cool. Got you. Okay.
He speaks French?
He speaks French.
Je m'appelle Jean. Bonjour. Okay.
Okay.
What were you really into when you were a kid?
When I was a kid.
Yep.
Video games.
Okay.
Like how y'all play video games now?
Mm-hmm.
Times that like by 10. And you couldn't keep me off the sticks. Smash Brothers on N64. Mm-hmm. Ham. Alex and I would sit there. We'd come home from school. Aren't y'all doing your homework? Have y'all done your homework? Yeah, we'll get to it. And, yeah.
I guess video games, yeah. I've always been into that. It's not something like
Okay.
I was just on my childhood. It's been all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was Star Wars. I loved me some Star Wars as a kid.
You sure do.
Because,
Dad.
yeah, and also, if you have some kids around you, close their ears or send them in the next room because they're not going to want to hear this. It was Christmas, and I asked Santa for a lightsaber. Christmas was on a Sunday, and, you know, as Christians or anyone on a holiday, you go to church or something like that. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go to church. I'm going to come back home. Santa's going to play some gifts. We're going into the car. My dad pops the trunk. Says, here, carry your gift inside. I was like, Santa's not real. I had to carry my own lightsaber into the house and put it under the tree. And I couldn't open it because we was going to church. I was hurt, but I was like, bruh, Santa was supposed to give me this lightsaber, not Dad. And so that's how I found out Santa's not real.
Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. What about you, Jason?
So, I actually wasn't playing video games as a child. I was more into books and stuff.
Oh.
But
okay.
I always liked Superman, like those kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, let your kids back in the room.
They said GTA new car. Okay. All right.
That's what they were into as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
GTA new car.
Which car?
GTA.
Which GTA?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it says. GTA new car. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Okay.
All right. What's the next question? What we got?
If you could choose any pet or any animal as a pet, which animal would you choose?
Any animal? A cheetah.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna chase me down something, bring it back, pop it on the grill. Cheetah.
Cheetah. Okay.
A falcon. Or,
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Man, I would have to say a white Siberian tiger. It's got to be white though. It's got to be white and full size.
Trying to be like Mike Tyson.
No. I realize that a lot of people like tigers, but that's been one of my animals. Like I have two animals that have always been like in my repertoire of those are my favorite. White tigers, and I don't like little cats. Like I don't like house cats. Sorry, the trash. Give me a tiger. Give me a tiger. And falcons. Like birds of prey have always been kind of high on my list.
Give me a hyena. Them things is vicious,
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
If you messing with me, I'm gonna send that hyena after you, and you about to have a broken arm, cause
And it's gonna laugh at you.
cause they got one of the strongest jaws. I think, if not in Africa, in like some sort of hemisphere, because as soon as you like tempt them or whatever, and they latch on, it's gone. Forget about it, because it's about to break.
Yeah.
But yeah, hyenas are dope, and don't mess with me, because I'm gonna send them after you.
He's like, I'm not just gonna have one hyena. I'm gonna have a whole pack.
Exactly. All right. Next question: if you opened up a business, what kind of business would it be?
If I could open up any business.
I would say I would have to open up a speaker's firm, like a motivational speaker firm, just to have other speakers kind of lined up to go around the world and, kind of talk to the same message, talk to the same similar experiences, but encourage people to do their best. And I think that would probably be the next avenue, because I already own, 3 businesses right now. So taking those to the next level, especially like the motivational speaking piece, is working with other speakers, I think, will be the next level.
I'd open a shop called Morning Soup and Tea.
I know.
Morning soup and tea.
Yeah, we make ramen, like chicken soup, any kind of soup.
Okay.
Good for your system and whatnot.
Hot tea.
Hot tea.
Nice. Thanks, man.
I mean, if you want iced tea, I guess, but that's kind of boring.
It's not as good as the hot tea, right?
And chili.
Oh yeah, he does love him.
Thanks for joining, Mr. Nice Guy. How are you?
Chili's good.
Doing well.
I'd
Doing
say
well.
I open, I guess, an expansion of my photography business, going more into like videos and cinematography, more stuff like that.
Okay,
I don't want to be a cinematographer though, like shooting movies and stuff like that.
gotcha. So you want to do
Step
like
up.
a production, a
Yeah.
production company? Okay, nice.
Same. I would do a production company that would have a studio as well, but like, if someone wants to shoot a video or make a movie, come to my studio. You can have your editors if you want. We'll have people on site to help you.
Gotcha.
But if you need, a place to shoot, edit, direct, come over here. We'll help you. Blah blah blah, and give me that money.
Right. No, I
But-
hear you.
They have music studios. They don't have enough just recording studios where you
Right.
come in. All right, I'll give you the mic. I'll set up the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You just go ahead and go.
Gotcha. Yeah. No,
Right.
that would be cool. So as you all are saying that, I was thinking about what's his name, Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, and that massive studio that he built, like something like that would be amazing.
Because it got different sets and
Right.
all that.
You can do whatever you
Wardrobes.
really want to out there. Let's see. Hotabe, thank you for joining. Mr. Nice Guy, thank you for joining. Marky Mark, appreciate you all tuning in. So one of the animals that was said was a Renard white, so a white fox, that was given to us by Matthew Collins.
And Matthew is French, right?
Yeah, he's the French. He said Renard, and then he put a little fox, and it's white. So he also mentioned is Tigre Blanc.
That's tiger.
Okay, so that's the white tiger.
White
I guess was the example, and then so he talks about the Renard white. So and it has a little fox to it. So I'm assuming it's a white
he
fox.
fancy.
A white fox. Okay, so it must be a special kind of fox. I'm assuming out there.
That means he got some money.
Oh, hey. Ken Stevens, thank you for joining the live. Hope everything's going well. Blanc is white. Sorry. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
white.
Cool. All right. So moving on, so that last one was if you could open up any business,
What would it be?
What would it be?
Next question is, who is your favorite entertainer? You can say comedian, musician, and an actor if you want, or just have one.
Okay. So favorite entertainer. Okay.
Idris Elba.
I think that's the last person I expect to say here at this table.
Why him?
Yes, why him?
Well, I think the first movie I seen him on was Daddy's Little Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's an old school movie. Wow. Because all the girls in there are old now.
Yeah,
like,
they're like our age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'd say Robert Glasper. He's a pianist.
Okay.
And he remixes a lot of music. Like he'll do covers of it, but he'll do it completely different than what's the actual song.
Okay.
Inspiring.
Nice. Nice. Go for it.
Okay. My favorite actor it's a tie between Brad Pitt and Leo. Leo is in my favorite movie of all time, Inception, and that movie is, if you don't like that movie, you need to watch it like 20 times because like I'll watch that movie with my parents and they're just like, I don't get it. I'm just like, it's so simple. I'm not gonna. It's been out. If you haven't seen it, it's like what 2010, 2012 or something like that.
Something like
They're
that.
just basically trying to steal someone's idea in their dream. That's it. They go deeper and all that stuff, but what they're basically trying to do is go inside your dream, steal your idea, and you just wake up and you don't know what's going on. That movie is fire. But Brad Pitt is. I don't care what you can say about the movie Troy. You can say it's bad and all that, but seeing like the action and all that, that's dope. Just to see those actors, take their roles very serious, it's pretty cool.
Okay. For me, I would have to say my favorite entertainer is probably Andre 3000. I realize we have the same name, but for me, like seeing how he has like transformed music from a Atlantic style, Atlanta style music, and then he's also hit the big screen. And I think he does it well for the music because he does what he wants to, right? He does. He mixes all these different things in there. They even had a cartoon that was solely behind his music for Cartoon Network for so long, and I enjoyed that. I was like, man, the cartoon is trash, but the music is awesome. Like it's one of those things. But I think for me, he's one of my favorites because he came out from Outkast and he still was able to be successful, right? And even with Outkast, he kind of changed up, and people were like, "Oh, what is he doing?" And then you heard it, like they very different styles, but they were still Outkast, right? And people make him seem more eccentric than he really is.
Yeah, like he has a big ego.
Right, and I'm like, but no, because I remember Key and Peele did a whole skit on him and Big Boy trying to come back together to do a reunion, and I was like, no, but Andre's real chill. Like, yeah, exactly. he might dress eccentrically, but they did that all the time in ATL. So yeah, no.
It was to get more attention in a way. But if he had a big ego, he would still be relevant in a sense. In a sense, not like as people would. Well, people still do listen to his music, but he'd be acting crazy
and wilding like some people. Yeah, some people we know. All right, so we have a question from Matthew. Matthew says, "How to talk to girls."
That's actually a podcast.
That's Jason's question right there.
Right. Oh, okay.
Jason, say your famous line every time you talk to a girl.
What's good?
They said that's real quick and easy. Just say, "What's good?" and move into it. All right.
No, compliment them and say like a nice joke.
Okay.
That will really break the ice and make them, feel comfortable.
Okay.
That's really all you really want to do is make them feel comfortable, and that way it breaks the ice and leads to more seeing each other, in the future.
Okay.
And one thing I'll say is whatever you do, make sure it's something that you can keep up over time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't start being a funny guy, and then once y'all start dating, you're not funny no more.
Awkward.
Do something that you can be consistent at.
Right. Gotcha.
Get some intelligence when you speak. Don't slip up and start an argument. You know,
Ooh.
some people like to argue, so you gotta be smart.
Gotcha. I would say keep a sense of humor. Be yourself. Like, look, don't pretend to be somebody else. Mm-hmm. Just be yourself. Like, if you know you're kind of quirky, kind of nerdy, hey, be quirky and nerdy. Because they will appreciate quirky and nerdy versus I'm so dapper, debonair, and so forth. I'm the next James Bond, and actually, no, I'm really quirky and nerdy. Mm-hmm. Just be yourself. People appreciate genuine people, and that can go a long way, especially with a girl.
Sure does.
All right, next question. We'll be looking like on time.
We're good.
We good? Okay.
About 10 minutes.
Cool. All right, let's go to the next question.
The next question is, what is the strangest dream you have ever had?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's weird. That's just a weird question. One of the strangest dreams. So, I have had a number of kind of weird reoccurrence in a dream, where the dream is not the most positive. Like, people are like hunting me or something along those lines. But there is like this one figure that if I can find him, like the dream will kind of chill out. But it happens like one time it was like I'm in this big maze and people are chasing me around, zombies, things like all this, and I'm the one being hunted and jumping over these different things. But I had to find this figure, and he was sitting in like a vase that was just a random vase on a shelf somewhere. And I'm like, how was I supposed to know it was right there? Like, you run into this room, it's like, why am I being closed into this room? And that's a random vase. Why? Okay, maybe that's not it. I'm looking at all these other, and I go to the vase, open the vase, and the face is in there like, ha, ha, ha. I'm like, what? Like, really? But I've had dreams like that where I've had to find this figure where I'm being chased and my life is on the line, and I have to find this figure in some random place, some random room, some random door, in order for the room to kind of like, okay, to chill out. Once it is set loose, everything just kind of, and you're like, really? We did all that? And people kind of snap out like, oh, what's going on, Dre? How's it? We going to that party now? No. No, I don't want to do nothing with you. So yeah, that's kind of my weirdest.
So I watch too much Naruto and stuff.
Oh,
so I know one dream had my little samurai sword just dashing through, like kind of like a temple run, you know.
Okay.
And just.
Oh man.
I was real scared of the Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's when I was a kid. I'd have dreams like every week. I'd be chasing me, and I'm trying to run, and I'm hiding behind like trees and stuff, and the Green Goblin would be chasing me. I have it all the time.
Oh man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Mine was probably me and Vin Diesel and the Fast and Furious crew were driving. We weren't driving on a road. We were driving like in snow for some reason. We were driving in snow through fences. Like we were driving through fences to nowhere. Like there was a fence. We drove through it. Behind it was another fence. Drove through it, another fence. And we did that for like 100 fences. And then we stopped somewhere, and then we climbed like some mountain. I don't know why. We climbed a mountain, and then all of a sudden, me and Vin Diesel are fighting. I'm like, Vin, why are you fighting me? We just drove here together. But I didn't understand why I was dreaming about driving through a whole bunch of fences and then fighting Vin Diesel. That I was like, okay.
Weird.
All right. Next question is, who in your life brings you the most joy? I'd say my nephews and my niece, because I know at this point in time, this is their cute stage and all that, and once they grow up, they're going to start becoming, you know, more of themselves and their thoughts and, you know, their character. But right now, they're, you know, cute and laughing, and all they want to do is play. And as I'm still in that young stage, I have the energy to at least keep up with them for a little bit. But, you know, seeing them laugh and want to play, fight, and all that stuff, it's pretty fun. It keeps me young. and looking forward to what I want to do with my children. So.
So to kind of piggyback on that, my kids, your nephews and nieces,
Nieces.
Or niece, my bad. Nephews and niece. That's what I should have said. It's one of those things. Like, for me, they bring me the most joy because they are full of energy. They remind me of myself, and they challenge me to just be better. I think that's why it's most fulfilling. As I see them kind of growing, they say, hey, Dada, we want this. And even though sometimes they can be frustrating, like any kid can be, they bring a lot of joy with them as well. They bring a lot of energy, a lot of joy. They give me a reason for doing what I'm doing. Like, the reason I hustle is because of them. Like, the reason that my hustle is on, like, 100 is because of them. So, yeah.
I say my girlfriend, to have somebody to spend time with, hang out, talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. It's nice to have somebody to talk to, talk to consistently.
Aww.
We might have to edit that part out because What about you, Jason?
I have 2 dogs, but I take care of some stray cats. Mm-hmm. Like a mom and her two kids. She had 3, but one of them went with the father somewhere. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Next question. Wait, let me see the time. I think we're still good. All right. Who had the biggest impact on the person you have become? That's easy. My father.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's probably someone who were almost identical and probably my best friend growing up in a sense. Because, growing up as a kid, you're just like, oh, my dad does this or my mom does this. I don't want to do that when I grow up or something like that. You'll just see like small details. Mm-hmm. And then as an adult, I'll do something and I'm just like, wait. That's what my dad does. So I can see like the influence or the impact that he's had. Mm-hmm. Like he'll stretch in a certain way, or he'll do a cough in a certain way or something like that, or he'll talk in a certain way. And then I'll accidentally do it, not even knowing that I did it. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh no, that's gotta go. But he has had the most impact on my life because I've been with him, since birth. Like, we always hung out, we always watched movies together, we always, play fighted, we always played games. Mm-hmm. We always pretty much did, everything together. So he's had the most impact.
Mm-hmm.
I say my dad as well,
okay.
Just because he's in the same field that I want to go into. Okay. And that's something that I've always seen, so I guess wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what my mindset was on. Say my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say both my mother and father.
Okay. You want to give any reason why? Or just no?
I mean, I know sometimes, like, I'd just be random, and I get that from my dad, and then the more compassionate side is from my mother.
Okay. Nice. There are 2 people for me, my mom and my Uncle Joe. Both of them were very influential in who I am now. My mom showed me, the love of Christ, if you will, at a young age, and just kind of, hey, stick-to-itiveness, right? While my Uncle Joe showed me the love of people and kind of reminded me to check myself, right? One of the big things that he would always tell me is your attitude will determine your altitude. And for me, as a kid, I'm like, okay, that means nothing. Thanks for the old saying, Uncle Joe. Like, appreciate it. But as I got older, as I understood what he meant, and he even had at times broke it down for me, but he would always remind me, and I know for me, when he passed in 2005, right before Katrina, has been kind of one of those pivotal moments in my life, in ministry, in getting involved in ministry, in college, my college experience, and things like that. And so looking at it now, people are like, why do you help people so much? Like, why are you so invested in people? And those are things that my mom and my Uncle Joe always exemplified, like putting things together, making sure people had, even if it meant sacrificing something that you had. And so, yeah, those two, yep.
This would be the last question.
Cool.
What is the most annoying habit someone can have?
Smoking.
That's a lot of habits.
There are a lot of habits out there, but for me, the most annoying is smoking. Because, one, they have no consideration for anybody else. If you're smoking and you got to that point where you just, okay, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to smoke my little piece, but then I'm going to throw the butt in the trash next to the container that you could put the butt in. Mm-hmm. Or, I'm going to just, blow it out in the air, and it's like, people got to walk through that. I don't want secondhand smoke. But then at the same time, that habit will cause them to do things that don't make sense. Why in the world would I want to go stand outside? It's 30 degrees and below outside. Snow is on the ground just so I can get a puff. No. That habit, if that habit controls you that bad, no. Sorry.
Mine is people chewing. I hate hearing people chew.
Okay.
Like hearing the food swish around in their mouth. It's just, it bothers me. I can't stand it.
If you smacking, get away from Eryck.
That's tough. Go ahead, Jason. You'll probably have an answer before me. I don't know.
There's so many.
There is.
There's so many that we can pick.
The one that I was gonna say was probably more of a pet peeve.
Okay.
But it's a pet peeve. It's not really a habit. I guess it could. Oops.
Well, fumble.
It could be a habit in a sense, but it's not a habit because it's more of what that person, how that person is. Mm-hmm. I guess I'd have to do smoking as well because it's kind of annoying, and someone I know who doesn't smoke cigarettes or weed, but they'll do hookah. And when the virus was really going on and going strong, they would just be like, "Oh, come to me at this hookah bar." Do you not know what's going on? You trying to go to the hookah bar and there's corona out here. Like, you are so, concerned about trying to go to the hookah bar and getting your little hookah on that you're not concerned about the virus. That's a little skeptical to me. But then they went ahead and bought themselves a hookah, and which is cool. But they were still bringing it out to public places, and it's just like, stay home. You going to the park to get your little hookah on, or I didn't even know Montclair had like a little beach. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, and so they were like, oh yeah, let's go to the little Montclair beach. I'm like, all right, cool. Got this backpack. They pull out the hookah. I'm like, yo, can you leave it at home? Like, I'm just trying to hang out and chill. Like, we don't have to have the hookah. Like, it's
too funny.
Come on.
Too funny. Oh man.
The only thing I can think of is smoking, man.
See, I should have gone last. That way you would have had to really come and think about something. Oh, man. That's too funny. All right, family. I hope you all enjoyed this question round robin with the guys. Amped Up is having a lot of fun doing this podcast. We are hoping that you are tuning in and you are enjoying the content. You're getting a laugh out of some of the things that we're saying. We like to be ridiculous. We like to have fun. We like to show this energy and this amped up. Just be amped up. So make sure that you checked us out on all of our platforms. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Twitter. All of those places so you can get into the conversation, ask your questions, and throw them our way. We will answer them live on our podcast. And we hope that you are taking information away that can be helpful to your life as well. So until next time, thank you, Johnny V. Thank you, le.morning. Eryck McCowan, thank you for joining. Hoping everything is going well. And I'm your boy Amp. We are signing off. Until next time. Always stay amped up. We'll catch you later.
Woo.